In 2021 is when I came to North Lawndale Community. So I started at UCAN. I'm really excited to join the North Lawndale Collaborative. And we have 5 partners. So of course UCAN, then we have Chicago CRED, we have North Lawndale Employment Network, we have Communities Partnering for Peace, CP4P, and finally we have
Ready Chicago.
Ready Chicago.
I think one of the benefits was that it allowed us to do a landscape analysis of street outreach in a community that we hadn't been able to do in other communities that we work, so that we can really zero in on those at highest risk in our community, which is extremely important for our work.
This really gave us an intentional focus to come together collaboratively, and we were able to decentralize some things, but then also centralize some things, sharing resources, bringing data together, and truly, I think in this short amount of time, we've been able to see how impactful working collaboratively can be.
Absolutely. I think the other thing is just being able to take away the competition. I think for a long time, social service organizations are competing for limited dollars to serve our community. And I think we all know that there's enough work to go around and that we actually will be better if we collaborate.
So we're not necessarily having 5 different sets of goals. Now we just have one set of goals and outcomes.
So in terms of how we divvy up responsibilities, so between UCAN and CRED, that's where all of our intake happens, but then you have resources, we all have resources to go to NLEN. They could come to our behavioral health team at MFS or MPI. They could use our legal services, our Justice Corps. They could be in a job cohort with Ready Chicago, or they could, get a life coach at CRED. So, there's different things that we all do. And again, we're just bringing our best resources to bear for the citizens so that there's a standard of practice across the city that everyone gets to learn from, and you get to be in a network of other executive directors, and you guys can share information, and we all kind of get better together in a professional learning community, which is great for everybody, and it helps grow sort of a nascent field of community violence intervention.
So I think with the North Lawndale Collaborative, the community feels safer. Right? The community should feel safer because now you have 5 partners at the table, and it may be seamless to them because they don't understand the amount of resources that we're pouring into the community.
I think the original intent of it was that it wouldn't look different to our community, that whoever took them, they're gonna get well taken care of, and that we behind the scenes are doing the heavy lifting of making sure we're doing things to collaborate in a way where whatever they need, their needs are being met.
I get frustrated sometimes when I sit at tables and people talk about what's not happening, right? And I know I have a team of 80 individuals that are working 365 days, and they are sacrificing their life. They're in the middle of shootouts on the block, just risking it all, right, to make this city safe. So it is very frustrating when that work is not being highlighted in that way.
For all of the 27 communities that we work, our shootings are down 20%, our homicides are down 15%.
In North Lawndale, shootings and homicides are down 43% over the last year.
Of the top, let's say 15 most violent neighborhoods, 8 of them actually have double-digit declines, including North Lawndale, which is extremely important. We still have a long way to go. I think the good news is that the infrastructure that we've built, civilian infrastructure for public safety, is at an all-time high, and the collaboration, not only amongst us as practitioners, is at all-time high, but even the government, the city, county, and the state working collaboratively together to make sure that we have shared metrics that they agree on, which makes the administration and delivery of service better. I think the other measure of success for the North Lawndale Collaborative in and of itself is if we're able to scale it and replicate it in other communities. So having been doing this for 2 years, then we can take those learnings and then hopefully, go to other communities and scale the work. It'll look different because the players will be different, the partners will be different, the communities will be different, there'll probably be different needs. But to the extent that we can, so from a conceptual perspective, take those learnings and scale them, that'll be success.
UCAN works in other communities outside of North Lawndale as well. No one has a sophisticated system the way we do in North Lawndale. So I absolutely want to be a part of scaling to other communities, but collaboration is difficult. You have to have partners that's willing and able to do that work, and the commitment has to be there. So I do think having really strong partners like we have at the table in North Lawndale will be really important to vet and source, who has the capacity to give up a part of themselves to join this group. For the greater good, yeah. I have a picture on my wall, and it's a picture of me taking out some guys from Ready Chicago to dinner. And there was 6 guys on there. 2 of them are gone now. So I look at that picture and I say, let's keep the rest of these guys safe, right? And if it wasn't for these types of programs, maybe they all would not be here anymore. So I don't know, but that keeps me motivated, that keeps me going, because I understand I'm very close proximity to life and death, can be taken away from us very quickly. So I'm thankful for all of the outreach workers and all of the staff, that's really doing the tough work that nobody is recognizing at the level that I really think they should be. So we hear the bad news all the time, but there's lots of good things happening in the community.